Entry forms at pharmacies and stores where you go for gold.
And welcome back to Princes Park. The Crows leading by 13 points at the first change. McDermott, Klug and Murphy, their goal kickers. And for Carlton, the only goal scorer has been John Dorotich, an advantage of 13 points to Adelaide Burney. And they made much better use of the conditions.
They did, yes. Well, it's going to be a real hard slog, as we said earlier, but the Adelaide players certainly showed the signs of the determination early in the match when there was a bit of a skirmish right before the start of play. Bradley not too keen to accept the tagging role of Jarman. But, gee, they played well to get the ball up that forward line. They really worked hard for it, Pete.
OK, Bernie, the other matches being played today, St Kilda and Geelong down at Moorabbin. And the scoreboard there at quarter time, 1 point the difference in favour of the Cats. North Melbourne leading the Bears 5-2 to 4 goals. Melbourne in front of Fitzroy. And Essendon leading Richmond 3-2 to 5 behind. So let's go to Max Stevens. Any news on reports in the first quarter?
Yes, Peter, unfortunately for Adelaide, we've had a confirm from the reserve umpire. Michael Murphy, number 21, has been reported early in that first quarter for attempted striking. That's what he's told me anyway. Now, Graham Vaughan's very happy with that quarter. He wants the pressure to continue, heavy conditions, so just work it forward any way possible.
Yeah, the second quarter starting almost the way the first quarter did.
What I can't understand, Peter, is that Carlton have got a reputation for being soft, and not one person has put their body in to make the Adelaide player feel in any way hurt. Pushing and shoving is not going to show them that they've got toughness.
The second quarter begins. We had a dramatic start to the first, in which at least one player had his number taken. Now there's a centre square infringement, and the free kick is going to be taken for Adelaide by Micken. Micken at centre field. Excuse me, we're giving away those free kicks. Oh, Brown, that he had his fingers kicked off there. Nothing for it. Bradley gives it over to Dean. Dean kicks up towards the right centre wing position. A chance for Ratton. He was on the end of a heavy knock in the opening quarter, and that's a great mark taken down there, right on the 50-metre line by Lee. He's gone for the hand pass over to McIntyre. And the Crows get clear. Micken. Second kick for the quarter. Oh, Klug. Put the body in front, and you must play in front today. The Johnny Platten look-alike. Brown, 20 metres from goal for the Crows fourth, and gets it. So Brown brings up his first, and Adelaide doing pretty well at the moment, thank you. Their fourth goal, 4 goals 3 rather. Carlton 1 goal 2.
They certainly are doing very well from that mark in the back pocket to Lee. A tremendous sliding mark to Micken, who went long into that forward line. The only way to go today, none of this short stuff. But Johnny Klug, who took that tremendous chest mark in front of the pack, moved the ball on very quickly, didn't waste time. Brown running down, creating position.
19 points the difference early in the second quarter, 8 plays, 27.
Ratton gets a lucky kick out of the centre, tries a little bit of skilled stuff. White, tackled by Tasker, tries to get the handball away to Hawker, who's come on instead in place of Bond. Now a tap further afield by the Crows. Desperate stuff by Arthuri. No free kick. Play on. Lidner tries to handball it out. Glasgow diving on the football. Still has the football underneath him. And the umpire will call for a ball up right half forward for Carlton.
I can't work out why Ratton, when he had the chance there, just didn't go long towards the goal square, Robbo, because there's so many opportunities to lose possession on a day such as this. The only way to play today is to kick long and direct.
McDermott gets the tap down and kicks the Adelaide Crows in towards the centre. Dean, helped out by Bassett. Madden, beaten for it by the smallest player on the ground, Andrew Jarman. Bradley, Gleeson, overruns it. Through comes Filkey, and the mark is taken by Reynolds. Reynolds plays on quickly, kicks it high. Bond has come back onto the ground, and he takes a mark on centre wing. Plays on quickly. And Kernahan gets his first touch early in the second quarter. Plays on quickly, kicks it up towards the 50-metre line. Dorotich marks, and it was a good one in the finish. In front, tapped it once and brought it down to his chest, which is perfect wet weather marking by the big fellow.
Well, he's the best forward at the moment, Robbo, John Dorotich.
Find it difficult to get the distance from here, though. Looking to pass it off, and he does in the finish, but Adelaide will mark. And it's Bickley at centre-half back for the Crows.
Well, he was looking for Steve Kernahan on the lead, but the kick really, it just has to be spot on, and also makes it very difficult for the forwards to mark even in these conditions.
And the Crows with their tails up, Tasker to McDermott. McDermott's high kick towards centre-half forward. Still desperate stuff there at centre-half forward. A flip out the back came from Liptak, but now Alvin has the footy. Transfers play to the opposite side of the ground. White is out there. No fancy stuff needed. Handball goes towards Gleeson. He's bucked off the football by Lindner. White goes after it again. Collected nicely by Bond. The kick by Bond into the forward pocket's a little too far, and it's out on the full in the finish. And the free kick will go to Adelaide to be taken out there by Lee.
Well, Robbo, just when I said that Dorotich had been the best Carlton forward, he's been dragged from the ground and replaced by Cavidan. Obviously, Parker not too happy with that short pass attempt.
Centre wing, Sexton flips it out the back. Picked up by Bond, kick to the 50-metre line. Hawker beaten by Maynard. Back to Lee. Lee's kick towards centre wing. No mark taken. McDermott, good stuff there on Phillips. So we'll have a boundary throw in just forward of the centre wing, favouring Carlton.
4-3 plays 1-2 at Princess Park. Kernahan taps down. Little toe poke by Micken was ineffective. Gleeson tries to get the hand pass out. That's effective as well. Bond a knock on. Maynard right on the boundary line. Sees the ball over in front of Phillips. And once again another throw will take place. That's where the Adelaide contingent has based itself. Kernahan with Micken. Micken won that one. Knock on by McDermott. Off the ground for Genza. And again off the ground, that time from Brown. Sexton and Jamison. And one of the heaviest parts of the ground. Again close to the boundary line. Taken over finally by Tony McGuinness. And the boundary umpire once again will throw it in. 20 1/4 minutes before half-time. Carlton needs some goals. They've got only one goal in the win, of course, against Footscray at the Western Oval. They've only got one so far today. Early days yet. And a real stack-up. Out on the outer wing.
It's obvious to me that the umpires, Peter, have swallowed the idea of players hovering over the football. It's just, in some circumstances today, it's nigh on impossible.
Well, true. We remember the first few weeks of the season, don't we, when that was the in rule. Things have changed somewhat, it would appear. Lindner. Tackle applied by Hawker. Bradley comes down, throws the ball out the back of the pack. They seem to have swallowed the whistle for that rule too today. Pilkey goes through solidly.
All McDermott on Kernahan. Some tough stuff there. McDermott saying that he should get a free kick. Well, 50-metre penalty.
50 metres, yes.
Kernahan had a go at McDermott initially because of that very strong tackle on Bond.
Watch it again in replay, Bernie.
And yes, initially Kernahan came in. That was good, tough stuff by McDermott on that tackle on Bond.
Phillips is the player that...
Oh, Phillips, of course. Phillips the player with the 50 metres, but I thought the tackle was okay.
10 possessions by Phillips so far. This will be his 8th kick as he comes in shooting at goal. Won't quite make the distance. Marking contest in the square. Snapshot by Cavidan. And that is out of bounds on the full. Free kick to the Crows in the left back pocket. And they're certainly fired up today, the Crows. Smart to kick the ball back into play. Mark Arsieri stands the mark. With too much distance, particularly with the kick. Madden in front position. Phillips again, one of Carlton's best players so far. Verbeek, Alvin spins out well, right on 50. Shot at goal will be close. Is it their second? Don't think so. Smart. Mark or free kick. You take the pick. Arsieri came in high. And Smart will kick the ball back into play. You have to kick over the mark. Would be dangerous. Or Lindner put the body in well to take the mark that time in front of Phillips at half-back.
Justin Madden in the hands of the trainers. Lindner's kicking towards the centre and a good mark taken by McDermott. And isn't he enjoying these conditions? Chris McDermott. Kick goes wide to Maynard, who loves to run on. Short pass is okay. Jamison drops it. Oh, the umpires awarded a mark.
Well, Maynard sneaking down from centre-half back there, and he's still running down into the forward line, Maynard.
Jamison's kick to the goal square. Adelaide mark taken by Murphy, and he'll get his second in a few seconds from the goal square.
Well, this is all too easy, Robbo, because the Carlton forward line, it looks like Kernahan may have gone to full forward, but Maynard, the player, running down from centre-half back without any attention from the Carlton forwards.
And this will be a winning score, I would suggest. Murphy goals from the square.
They were lovers with one problem.
Why don't you join me?
Her husband stood in his way.
No longer a problem, is it?
Sunday, Perry investigates a different kind of family affair.
The killer was a hired gun.
You hated your father, did you not?
I didn't kill him.
can't actually prove I did do it. What about the gun? This gun.
I assume that you did it.
Me. Is it not true
Objection.
that you and your stepmother...
Yes.
You making this up as you go along?
I've no further questions.
An all-new mystery for Perry Mason, Sunday on 7.
5-3 to 1-2. Mr. Madden in the replay we noticed on the end of some strong arm stuff. Filky from Micken. And the Crows are giving them a bit of a football lesson in Whitwater football at the moment as the mark is taken by Jamison. Probably too far out to score.
Is it?
Gets the ball moving quickly. McIntyre was his target. Too far out to score a goal. He scored it behind. And the Crows really doing it well. 5-4 to 1-2. 17 and a half minutes left before half-time.
And another good effort by Jamison. He saw that there was no one in the square, so he kicked it very, very quickly. And if the accuracy had been there, it could have been a goal.
David Kernahan kicks in again. Marking contest, none paid. Jarman, Gleeson. Yeah, that was barely the required distance. And McDermott being brought back on the mark. Blues against the breeze. Gleeson gets a play on call from the umpire. He's kicked it straight up towards midfield. Micken punches down well. Phillips, one of Carlton's best players so far. They've had few. Kernahan onto Hawker. Hawker's tap on was clever. And Carlton can go forward here. It's driven up by Reynolds towards Bradley. He can gain some footing. Reynolds, hand pass. Mark Arsieri. Two Carlton players there. Bradley in front of Arsieri. Picks up, centering kick. And the mark is taken directly in front. So Tommy Alvin, better known as a defender, of course.
And the problem, Peter, that the players are going to have is not so much kicking the distance, but
Getting
it's
the footing.
It's the footing of the non-kicking foot, right? The left foot that he has to stand on, whether he can get some firmness about it.
Well, he needs to stop probably 3 inches long. Distance shouldn't be a problem, theoretically. Alvin kicks a goal, and I would say, judging by the reaction of the crowd, or lack of it, he's missed. So still only the 1 goal for the Blues. 1 goal, 3, and Adelaide 5 goals, 4. Casco will kick the ball back in, and he favours the member stand side. The mark is taken by Lee.
Lee looks to play on, and they come unstuck. No, good combination, Tasker and Lee. And eventually Lee doesn't mess around. He goes all the way down to the players' interchange area. Getting back Reynolds. Short kick is not bad. Oh, Ratton nearly took the mark before it went over the line. So a boundary throw in at right half forward for Carlton. Well, Bernie, the reason I said that is that 5 goals, 4, halfway through the second term, is a pretty good score in these wet conditions, and Carlton have only been able to kick 1 goal.
Yes, well, I agree, Robert. They've played by far the better football, Adelaide. They've certainly played a good brand of Whitwater football.
And still Kernahan bogged down in the mud. Got a chance here. Crashes his way through, then kicks it over on the full. So the free kick will go to the Adelaide Crows to be taken in the back pocket by Smart.
And Carlton have made a move. They've moved Dean off Johnny Klug. Verbeek now playing at centre-half back. And Dean picking up Murphy.
McDermott caught. Reynolds kicks it in towards full forward. Getting back Smart. Bradley flips it through his legs, but there's no one there for Carlton. And Smart gives away a behind to the Blues. So Carlton at least they've caught up on the behinds tally, Peter. 4 behinds to 4 behinds, but they trail by 4 goals.
Tasker, ball start. He'll do it again. Under 15 minutes left in the half. Straight down the ground. Madden in front. I'm not sure what's the matter with Madden. The front doctor was out a few moments ago. McDermott's kick, smothered, ground. Couldn't take the mark. Kicked off the ground by Arsieri. Linder again. That's a good long kick. They're playing a good brand of Whitwater football, the Crows. It's at Carlton's half-forward line. Can the Blues make something of this? Half-back line. Verbeek. Kicks now to half-forward. Bradley and Jarman. Who's holding who?
Oh, well, Bradley was in front, so he had some chance of getting the free kick, I guess.
He's come out with it. Bradley, their leading possession gatherer this year. Ratton has the mark. And theoretically, I say again, within kicking distance, but as Robbo pointed out before, if you don't get a firm footing with your non-kicking foot, you've got no chance of kicking the goal.
Just looks a little grassier there where he's about to kick from.
So Brett Ratton, from 35 metres out, low trajectory kick is off target. And the goal umpire says 1 behind. So 1-5 is their tally now.
Actually, Pete, the best thing they did was transfer the reserves game to Victoria Park, the match between Carlton reserves and Collingwood reserves, because that centre square area was covered right throughout the morning session.
Tasker kicks in again. Gee, that's a good kick. Madden pumps the ball down. Alvin gets clear into the goal square. Oh, Tasker did well. That was brilliantly done, and the Shepherd is equally so. Fine clearing kick by the Crows defender, and Maynard doesn't let him down. He takes the mark in front of Cavidan, kicks up towards the centre wing position.
That was a good mark too by Tregenza.
Fine mark to Tregenza, just short of right centre wing, and the weather slightly on the improve.
Tregenza now will kick the Adelaide side into their forward half, getting a high above the pack with Bassett, but not too many marks are going to be taken there. Diving on it was McDermott, and Verbeek looking for the free kick, but once again, it doesn't look as though the umpires are going to pay any free kicks against the player who's prepared to just get in there and try and make the play in these adverse conditions.
Yeah, free kick against Madden's pushed Klug right in the middle of the back.
Klug has the ball about, what would he be, 65 metres from goal, so he'll certainly kick Adelaide to within scoring distance. A nice looking drop punt to the front of the goals, no mark taken. In there was Liptak. Chance now for Glascott. Glascott's first real clear possession. Kick is wide, Renitz is a chance, gathers it. Can't break clear, gets his foot to the ball. Adelaide outnumber 2-1. Filkey there. Brown was the tackler. Alvin gets back, can't mark. Sexton there. Tries the hand pass. Liptak tries a kick off the ground against Phillips. Alvin. Still the ball in a winnable position. Now attempted kick off the ground by Filkey. Oh, look at the players striving hard. Rennett's underneath it. And the umpire has to call for a ball up 45 to 50 metres from goal, favouring the Crows. They lead 5-4. Carlton 1-5. Madden taps it out. Brown off the ground, gathers about 15 metres. Getting back there was Verbeek. Verbeek's kick will be marked by Micken.
Well, the Brisbane Bears ruckman at left centre wing, or perhaps closer to half forward. He's hugged the boundary line with the kick. Big pack of players sees it safely over the line. About 35 metres out from goal. Carlton hasn't got a goal since the first 5 minutes of the game. Madden palms down. Jarman applies the tackle. So too does Brown. It finally comes out the back to Jamison. It's going to be another ball up. A very crowded ball up it is. Klug and Madden again, jostling. Madden, too tall, out the back. Intercepting now is Jarman. And Jarman's kick will be seen safely over the line for Carlton by Verbeek. So the Crows working the ball closer to goal, kicking with the wind, which, by the way, has strengthened this quarter. The rain has stopped. It's worthy of calling a news conference. Chance for Carlton now. And the ball is cleared away by Bassett, and it's out of bounds. He perhaps gained about 15 metres only for his side. Carlton breaking down across the centre and half-forward lines at present. Very little going for them. Dorotich was doing seemingly okay. He was taken off. Madden again. McGuinness. Alvin dragged when he didn't have the ball, or at least I thought so. Out of bounds in front of Phillips, and it'll be another boundary throw-in.
He could have nearly got a free kick then, McGuinness.
You would think so.
Yeah, it was very close, I thought.
Ball thrown it again. Over the top, Klug. Now this time Madden might get the free kick. Yes, he will. He was tackled high, if it's possible, when you're 6 feet 10.
And I think he had to break it up, the umpire. He's got a 50-metre penalty. But certainly the play was just getting bogged down there, wasn't it?
Literally.
Well, for boundary throw-ins and ruck contests, nobody was doing anything.
He was dragged by the arm, Madden. He gets his big frame in front, and it's very frustrating for the opposition.
So Madden to take the free kick. Carlton badly needing some goals before half-time.
Madden's kicked to centre half forward, no mark taken. Ball slips through the back. Cavidan and Maynard, gathered by Smart. Murphy pulled, but he gets his kick away. Chance for Tregenza, tackled by Gleeson, but good running by Smart. Handballing towards the centre. Liptak, short McIntyre, Klug. There's no one home. This may roll through. It does. Good goal, Klug.
His second.
Rocker Brothers.
Save dough at Rocker Brothers. Single tray toolboxes, $5.90 each. Double tray cantilever toolbox, $19.90. Quality pinstriping, Group A, $1.95. Group B, $4.95. Group C, $7.95. Bicycle helmets made to Australian standards, $24.95. Racks bike carriers for all bikes and cars, $59.95. Ryobi paint stick, the No Mess Roller, $19.95.
We're saving dough at Rocker Brothers.
So play recommences back in the centre, and Adelaide lead comfortably. The kick by Phillips towards full forward. Good mark, Stephen Kernahan. Diving, looking to get about 6 metres, but the umpire having nothing about that. And Kernahan will have to kick from about 40 metres out. Obviously not very confident about getting the distance, asking the taller players to get back into the square.
I think he'll have trouble from this distance, Robbo. He'll be kicking from maybe 45, just inside the 50.
He gets onto the kick, and it goes all the way, but it's out on the pull in that left forward pocket. So the free kick will go to Adelaide to be taken back there by Maynard. Maynard kicks it clear to the 50-metre line. No mark taken, gathered by Phillips, who is a prolific possession gatherer. Mark to Carlton up there, is it to Alvin? No, played on. Went for the mark, certainly.
Cabinet it was, Robbo.
Oh, unbelievable. Now a chance for Bond. Beaten for it by Linder. In goes Ratton. Tackled by Filthy. Umpire will call for a ball up. And certainly
Cabinet's mark, a worthy attempt, and in these conditions, certainly I thought it should have been paid, Robbo. I agree with you.
35 metres out from the Carlton goal. The umpire calls for a ball up. Andrew Cabidon in the picture there, going for it with Micken. No chance Maynard was getting through. Arsiri underneath. Micken gathers the ball, but the umpire calls for another ball up.
Under 8 minutes left in the half. 6-4 to 1-5. Carlton still goalless in this quarter. Their first goal, and only goal, came up early in the first term. Cabidon hits down. Sock it away. Out towards Glasgow, who tries to palm the ball wide. Not successful. McDermott applies the tackle on Gleeson, and Linder in there as well. And it's going to be another ball up. So the Crows gaining possibly 5 to 10 metres in that little skirmish, or series of them. And there's about 20 to 30 players around. Cabidon hits down to Bradley. Ratton, a quick kick across his body. It does play to play in front. Kernahan out, Mark. I think it's Tasker, is it? No, it's Smart.
A tremendous defender for the Adelaide Crows this season, Smart.
Yes, he's done particularly well. First game, of course, he put Jason Dunstall right out of business. This guy, he's not bad either. Maynard. It's up towards the centre wing position. Brown. Jarman, can he get there? Yes, great diving attempt. And he'll be off very quickly. A lovely balk under the wet conditions, and kicks up towards his own 50-metre line. Tremendous mark, Jamison, great grab. A magnificent mark under the wet conditions. But the kick, unfortunately, wasn't quite as good, and Verbeek takes the mark in front of John Klug. Now Carlton can get clear, and boy, do they need some goals. Kernahan takes it from Phillips and kicks to centre wing. Hawker was in there. McDermott. Shoveled out, Filthy. Back it comes to Cabidon. Cabidon's kick up towards half forward. Smart punches the ball clear. Back it comes to the square. The Crows doing a lot of good wet weather things at the moment. There's a whistle on play. The advantage will play. Klug. It was a Crows free kick. Jamison again, who took that screamer. Oh, almost bad they're not in position down there. Renitz, and he will get the free kick. Renitz at the left half-back flank for Carlton to get the Blues out of danger. Alvin fumbles, not a good hand pass, and could have almost been in the back, but Carlton will get clear. Renitz's kick is a short one. So poked by Madden, ineffective. Hawker is on the end of a hand pass. He'll have to be quick. He is up towards centre wing. Ratton from Cabidon, and back to Glasgow. They need a mark here. Kernahan almost took it. Lee was found but not in possession.
Oh, no! I can't believe that decision.
What do you think, Robbo? Did it spill out from the tackle?
Well, you play on, isn't it?
Yeah, play on. Yeah,
Spill,
right.
good tackle, let it go.
There's no doubt about it. The player was, he lost the ball in the tackle, and had that been let go, Adelaide were well out of defence and on their way.
Arsiri has the free kick. Make up your own mind at home. Arsiri kicks it goal. Is it Carlton second? They're first for the corner.
At Foodland, we take a great deal of pride in our sponsorship of the Adelaide Crows, because we believe that one South Australian team deserves the support of another. Foodland, sponsoring the Adelaide Crows, a great match of two mighty South Aussies.
So close to half-time, Carlton get their second goal. They kicked their first very early in the first quarter. They're a chance now through Verbeek. He kicks it wide towards the half-forward area. Arsiri, Lee there, tackled by Dorotic, and the umpire very quickly is going to ball it up. Well, they're a bit hard to follow because on quite a number of occasions they've let the players strive for possession. Jarman, chance for Glasgow. He's still got the football underneath him. He may be penalised. No. Still the umpire's yet to award a free kick against the player who is going in and trying to get the football out.
Well, I think that'll be a tough decision today. It looks like Madden, he copped a high knock earlier in the match when he was attempting to take a mark, and that's probably why he's off the ground at the moment.
Bradley kicks it towards half-forward. Ratton bumped off the football. Chance for Arsiri. McGuinness is caught with the football. Jarman caught by Arsiri. Flips it on. And it's close to the boundary line, taken over by Gleeson, and the umpire gives the all clear to the boundary umpire to throw it in about 75 metres around from the Carlton goal. So 75 metres in normal conditions is about 2 kicks. Today it's 3.5. McDermott, Hawker, caught with the football, umpire will ball it up. And Chris McDermott doing pretty well for his team, leading from the front in these difficult conditions, has had 13 possessions. The leading possession gatherer on the ground so far, Phillips with 16. The ball comes back in towards the centre, overrun by Liptak. Now Brown and Murphy combine. The kick goes wide towards the opposite wing. Coming out is David Kernahan. Kick off the ground. Great play, backed himself. Handball away, could have nearly. And the chances for Bond. Coming out strong in defence is Smart. Bond's still there, but he takes it over. And a boundary throw-in will take place on centre wing, just favouring the Blues, and Cavidon looking a little weary already. The jumping jack, only about 19 years of age, 20 years of age, played a couple of games already. Micken Strong, Brown, McDermott, Bond for Carlton, kicks it towards the 50-metre line. Kernahan up over the top, takes the mark, and it's been paid, and I don't know whether he held that one.
Pretty quick with the whistle, that one too, Robbo.
Kernahan's kick to the 50-metre line.
Dorotic back on the ground, chance for White. A quick snapshot, won't quite get there. Off the ground, Verbeek, now goes for the hand pass. Arsiri second. The mark Arsiri.
When you first buy a home, you don't really own very much of it, do you? But if you have a Westpac home loan, you can own more of your home much sooner. You can reduce the term of your loan without increasing the amount of your repayments. You can even vary your loan at any time to suit your changing circumstances. Just talk to your Westpac branch about these and other ways you can own your home sooner.
You can bank on us. 2.25 minutes left in the half, and the valuable goal for Carlton close to the half-time siren. Chance for them to get another one if they're good enough, certainly. Gleeson's kick is high. The umpire calls play on. Micken thumps the ball further forward. Still nobody's free kick. Ratton tries to gain a clean possession, not successful, and it'll be a ball up. Mark Arsiri, of course, in that debacle at the Western Oval where Carlton kicked only the one goal. He was the man that got it. Free kick late in the final quarter. McDermott has been a good player, dribbling under these conditions. The ball socked forward, up towards half-forward, and Reynolds takes the mark in front of Jamison. Bond calling for it, but he's gone out a little bit wider. Not a good kick. And Carlton letting themselves down at the moment. Klug takes the mark, coming from Liptak. Klug within kicking distance. You know he's worn one today. He's kicked 2 goals already. Coming in for his 9th kick, John Klug. 45 metres out. At a 60-degree angle. Huge pack of players in the goal square. Jamison on the bottom.
And I think he might have copped a knee there, Pete, too, from Peter Dean.
Gets up a little gingerly, doesn't he?
Accidentally, of course, but Just had his head in the wrong place.
Umpire Carey balls it up.
Oh, high over the top was McIntyre, but Cavadon will get the free kick. And surely you must come to this defensive side, shouldn't
Well,
you?
look where he's going. He doesn't know where to go, Robbo.
He's kicking into the breeze out the other side. Now the kick slewed off the side. And a shocking effort by Cavadon. 3 steps, and you've got no hope whatsoever.
Well, he had no idea where he wanted to go for a start, Robbo. He was so indecisive.
The Blues under pressure at their half-back area. Phillips gets a kick away. It's going to be marked. And it'll be Maynard in front of Dorothy.
I've never seen Maynard play a bad game.
Very
Tremendous
solid
defender.
player, isn't he?
Not overly tall for a centre-half back, but gee, he plays good football.
Yeah, very solid. The kick in towards the goal square. Here's a goal. Liptak. No! Hurried through by David Kernahan. And Matthew Liptak. Boy, did you have a goal in your sights or what?
The one that got away, wasn't it?
And I've even marked down a behind for David Kernahan. That's how flustered I am, Peter. But it's a rush behind to Adelaide, of course. Kicked by the Carlton fullback, David Kernahan.
It will be the last score of the quarter. And this is a free kick right in front of goal. Only a few seconds remaining before half-time. Kernahan kicks in. Nickham tries to punch in the back. Gleeson runs on. But at half-time, the Crows enjoying a pretty handy lead under these conditions. They lead by 18 points. Intercepting is Gleeson. Gleeson, a high kick inside 50, half forward for Carlton. Kernahan down to Arsieri, who's already kicked 2. Off the ground, Ratton. Free kick, though, it's going to be. To be taken by Arsieri. Technical, perhaps. Correct, says umpire Carey.
No, I think the free kick was there, Pete. As we watch this again, Smart right into the middle of the back of Arsieri.
He's kicked 2 goals so far. One came from a free kick, which was certainly more controversial than that in the second quarter. And from those 4 kicks, he's kicked the 2 goals. Now, it should be a new football, so it won't be heavy. He can get footy. He does, and kicks truly. 3 goals to Mark Arsieri. Great start by Carlton to the third quarter. The Blues, 4 goals, 5. Adelaide, 6 goals, 5.
Well, they're clawing the way back, Pete, aren't they? They're only 12 points down now, and everything's gone their way since that free kick was awarded halfway through that second quarter. The free kick, as we see in replay again, Arsieri in front, doing the right thing, doing the roving in the forward pocket from that marking contest. Steve Kernahan playing at full forward.
3 goals to Arsieri, 4-5 to 6-5. Cavadon hits down, picked up by Tregenza, a short kick, and a chance for Murphy, who we believe had his number taken in the first quarter. This is Jamison, one of the best kicks in the side. Not this time. He's kicked it out of bounds on the full, and the free kick will be taken in the last line of defence for Carlton by David Kernahan.
The number of times that you give someone a bit of a rap, and they let you down like that.
Unbelievable.
You'd have given Jamison some chance of putting that right in front of the goals, but David Kernahan looking to the umpire to give him some instruction as to where to kick from. Now he's given a bit of space, and he kicks it outside 50 metres. Cavadon doing the contest there. Phillips, unselfishly, Gleeson. Left foot kick by Gleeson, who was the player behind Carlton getting in towards the full forward area. Free kick, it's going to Carlton. It's taken by Arsieri for holding, according to the umpire. Plays on, kicks to the front of the goals, and Dorotic takes a mark that looked very, very simple in these very difficult conditions. Maynard maybe should have punched Burnett.
Well, no doubt he should have punched. I think he did try to get the fist there, but it wasn't a very strong attempt at punching. But Mark Arsieri, interestingly enough, has had 4 free kicks.
Out of what, 6 kicks?
Yeah.
66% of his kicks coming from frees. Well, we can ask a question about that. He is a small player that gets in and under, but here's Dorotic from 40 metres out directly in front with a fairly new ball, and it's a magnificent kick by Dorotic, Carlton's 5th goal.
And they're off in the Celebrity Stakes with the jockeys ahead by a nose over the Comics.
Protest!
And in the second leg of the double, it's Liz Birch, Guy Pearce from the Home and Away stable, and former champion Jackie Lowe.
Oh, yes.
Back some real winners in the Celebrity Stakes, where the only handicap is laughter, from 7:30 tonight on 7.
MC Hammer, John Bon Jovi, Gloria Estefan, Madonna, In Excess, and more. The 1991 American Music Awards premieres Wednesday.
Lee off the ground with Hart on as Carlton swing into attack again. I don't know what the coach had to say at half-time, but David Parker must have said a lot. Ratton. Kernahan.
I think what's been important is Carlton have made the breaks from the centre. They look as though they may get their third goal, within about 6 minutes or 5 minutes, and each time they've taken it away from the centre.
Again, the ball fairly new as we see that lead of Kernahan's marking in front of Smart. The ball still fairly new and dry as it can get.
And maybe the ground just drying out fractionally too, Robbo. I know it is still very heavy. We haven't had any rain from the start of this sense of commencement of this match. It was a very good grab out in front by Kernahan.
Kernahan kicks it goal, and not a good one. Hart, as I said, has just come onto the ground, is prepared to concede the behind. And another point for Carlton. 6 now to 6-5, 36 plays 41.
Peter, just another example of how the player has to get that left foot. If he's a right foot kick, that left foot just has to have some substance underneath him when he goes to kick the footy. And Stephen Kernahan had no chance there, slipping as he kicked the ball. McDermott kicks Adelaide up towards half forward. Liptak over the top. Bassett gathers, just gets his left foot to the ball. Bit of good fortune here for Dean. Went over the top of Liptak's head. Up to half forward. Ratton can't keep the ball in. Bond was there to gather it if he had been able to. But we'll have a boundary throw in between wing and half forward, slightly favouring Carlton on that outer side. Cavanon doing a good job in the ruck contest. Can't take the ball away, neither can McDermott. Vickley's a chance. He gets his foot to the ball and kicks it towards half forward. Out comes Liptak. Kick off the ground, goes close to the line, and it's over for a boundary throw in 50 metres from the Adelaide goal. And Max Stevens is an injured player down there on the bench.
Well, the situation is, Ian, that Justin Madden is still in the Carlton rooms. He has a nose injury following an incident in the second term, but the club doctor assures me he'll be out shortly.
Klug scoops the ball into the open spaces. Players trying some soccer tactics. Bradley boot the ball pretty quickly. This could be dangerous. It's right across the face of goal. Still 50 metres from the goal, though. A pretty heavy collision out there. Reynolds. Good tackle applied by Gleeson. Tried to get boot the ball quickly. Couldn't do so. Jamison offloaded. Jarman. A very skillful player, wet or dry. Seems to be riddling in these conditions. Marking contest. Nobody could bring it down. Bond's hand pass was as good as could be expected under the circumstances. Siri nearly took that mark. Good tackle applied by Jamison.
Too high, Pete.
Too high. Free kick.
5 free kicks, Pete.
Guess who's getting it? Yeah. Friend of the umpire. Goes for the hand pass. There's Reynolds. Back to centre wing. Nickens punch away. Effective. Tregenza. Short kick down towards the right half forward position. Ratton. He got boot the ball quickly there. And McDermott, who really plays a poor game. Always leads from the front. Can't ask any more from your captain. Jamison. A quick hand pass. Bond, Alvin, Gleeson tries to keep the ball in play. Jarman's in the road though for the Crows. Quick left foot kick out in front of goal. An excellent play, and the mark is taken by McIntyre.
Very clever centering kick there by Jarman too. He's doing some good work in the start of this at the start of this third quarter.
McIntyre hasn't scored a goal so far today.
He played all right last week. He played on Langford at full forward and did quite a good job.
Well, can the Crows get a steadier? They need one. He's got the distance and only one behind though to the Crows. And that takes their score along to 6-6. Carlton 5-6. The difference only one goal.
And Peter Dean back there to kick the ball back into play for the Blues. Little undecided as to which direction to take. Goes straight up the ground. It does it pretty well. Kicks it towards centre half back. In there is Bassett. He can't get away with the football, and the umpire will be forced to ball it up. Very, very muddy area. That's probably the worst area on the ground just there, where the umpire is about to ball it up. It looks like a building site out there. Over the top was Cavanon. Bond. Brown for Adelaide. Coming through strongly is Verbeek. Trying to make the play. Tackled by Brown. Gathered by Andrew Jarman. Kick is high into the pocket. Little too high. Dean gets back. Good spoiling tactics by Peter Dean. Good shepherd there by Bond, and that's the real good team lifting stuff done by Carlton. Dean's handball. Siri. Another handball. Bassett. Back to Dean. Dean, who's run on nicely, kicks it high to half forward. No mark taken. Punched away by Hart. Vickley to Brown. And Adelaide go back towards half forward where a good mark was taken by Murphy. And shepherding against the Adelaide player, Kluge. And it could have nearly been 50 metres. The Carlton fans screaming as the ball comes wide and Glasgow gets through. Gets through too easily for Neil Curley and Graham Corns, I would think. Rennett's short kick. Gleeson kicks quickly. Centre half forward, Dorotich just drifting across the face, and he marks about 40 metres out. And again, it will be testing material for John Dorotich.
Fifth mark to John Dorotich. He's had 4 kicks, kicked 2 goals.
And in conditions prevailing,
I think he's played
he's done well, hasn't he?
Very good game today, John Dorotich.
Why would you think that he was taken off? I mean, in your opinion?
Well, I could not work it out. The only thing I could think of was that short pass. He tried to short pass to Kernahan, and that's the only reason I could think of why he would have been taken from the ground.
Nice long kick. It's going to go close to the line. Carlton mark taken by Kernahan. What a good mark. What an excellent mark taken by the captain. His opportunities have been very few. He's coming up for his 7th kick. That's his 5th mark. And that's an idea of what he's confronted with to try and thread this through. If he kicks the goal, scores will be level. And we've still got 16 minutes left in this 3rd quarter. So Stephen Kernahan just improves the angle, and a shot straight across the face. Dorotich marked it again.
Kick to kick. Kick to kick these two, yeah. Johnny Dorotich, well, at least his angle will be slightly better, but that was a shocking kick, wasn't it, from Kernahan? He tried to improve his angle slightly. There's Gleeson just reassuring him, saying, don't worry about it. Let's have a look at that kick off the boot. Oh, almost as a clearing kick from Kernahan.
Dorotich is well within scoring distance, but when you say that, you have your heart in your mouth a little bit, because the players are really having trouble with the footy. Dorotich concentrating hard, kicks for goal and kicks accurately.
3 goals for John Dorotich. And
if saving money is your biggest goal, a Westpac bonus saver account pays not just 1, but 2 percentage points of extra interest per annum. You can bank on Westpac to really kick your savings along.
Hang on a tick. This week only, if I buy any lounge or dining suite from Vogue Furniture, they'll give me 2 lovely $100 bills back.
That's right. It's our $200 cashback deal this week only at Vogue. 160 Growth Street and now also in the New Myer Centre.
back into the centre. Jarman gets taken down. McDermott goes for the hand pass, and that was effective. As far as can get something moving now. They'll need to. Carlton's been doing all the attacking in the third quarter. Genta looks for a free kick for holding the ball. Ratton, a hurried hand pass. And that is a high tackle by Ratton surely on Lindner.
That's the way the umpire's seen it.
And Bruce Lindner at right centre wing will take the free kick. No love lost between that pair after, or judging by an incident earlier in the day. Good kick by Lindner under the circumstances. Kicks to half forward. Kluge, who seems to revel in these conditions. The short pass, or hand pass, is onto Filkey. A quick kick into space at full forward. Dean gets back pretty quickly. Playing well this quarter, Dean. Right on the boundary line is Bassett. And the kick is over the boundary line from Bassett. And it's going to be a Crows free kick. And Jarman will take it. Almost at left half forward flank. High kick. And Murphy chipping in. Maybe too far out to score. The ball getting a little bit heavier.
He kicked a magnificent goal in the first quarter.
Can he do it again?
And it was further out, but it was in a much better position where I must, for fear of repeating myself, the footing with the non-kicking foot was much better than what it's going to be from where he's kicking this.
Yeah, that's the bottom line, isn't it? About 45 metres out. Well, you picked it, Robbo.
In the back, McDermott push out. Well spotted by the umpire.
Phillips has played well for Carlton too.
Especially in the first quarter. Looks for Bradley. No, I was going to say can't find him, but he does find him now. Craig Bradley at the left half-back flank. Hooks it up towards the centre wing position. Hawker can't quite handle the ball. The wet ball, very hard to pick up. Finally gets a quick kick out, only to see Filkey in the road. kicks the ball across his body, back to half forward, or half back if you like, and the mark is taken by Caberton down there. Hand passes away with Glasgow, one of the veterans now on the Carlton side.
Glasgow with no one to kick it to, now is forced to kick it towards David Kernahan, and he gives the free kick away when he really looked as though he was a chance to take the footy away. The handball goes towards Brown, he falls over, David Kernahan comes in and retrieves the situation for the Blues, knocking the ball over the boundary line. Great stuff by Kernahan. He must have been quite tired. He ran about 50 metres to make position for the Glasgow kick, but with desperation got back there. Dean, left foot kick to centre wing. Oh, dropping it back there was Bickley. Handball goes to Filkey. Filkey's kick towards centre half forward. Crows a chance here. Murphy runs into an open goal, tries to give the handball away. Back there was Verbeek. Combines with Renitz, and the short pass finds David Kernahan, and the Blues, there's a fight on behind play. Verbeek having a bit of a dip at Murphy.
The tempo has really lifted, hasn't it, the third quarter? Carlton with a sense of urgency about them.
David Kernahan's kick is wide. Bond taken away by Dorotic. Handball wide to Phillips. Phillips has his 15th kick, and the mark is taken by Jarman. Jarman just wide at the centre, 50 metres.
Yes, and good decision too. Straight over the mark
against White.
And he just deliberately went 3 or 4 metres over the mark.
Oh, Peter White was good too. But again, he's going to have trouble because he's running straight through that very, very muddy area. Carlton making a change. Hawker coming off, and Sexton coming back on as Andrew Jarman shoots the goal. He gets good distance right up under the goal line, cleared by Cavidon. Still in the Adelaide Crows full forward area, Renitz and Bassett, the ex-Coburg teammates. Bassett's kick close to the line has been marked out here by Maynard, who plays on the half-back line and is up on the half-forward line. His short pass finds McDermott.
He just followed his opponent, Hawker, who was taken from the ground.
McDermott's kick, no mark taken. Yes, it's been paid over the shoulder, and it's going to young White. White gets back quickly. Left foot kick towards the centre position. No mark taken. Here's a chance for Tregenza. Handball. Smothered brilliantly by Phillips. There was a free kick, not seen by the umpire. Kick towards full forward, and a mark to the Crows taken by Murphy.
4 marks to Murphy, 7 kicks. He's kicked 2 goals.
Played pretty well, Murphy.
He has. He's been pretty lively, and we also think he's been reported by the emergency umpire on a striking charge.
He was a bit stiff to be the only one so far, to our knowledge.
Well, there were so many incidents happening there, Robbo, wasn't there, at the start of the game? It would have been pretty hard to catch a lot of them. A lot of pushing and shoving. A couple of big haymakers thrown as well.
Now Murphy obviously questioning just where the player is on the mark, because this is a very important kick. He's directly in front. He's not going to get the distance, I don't think. It's inaccurate anyway. Well, only slightly. It hit the post, according to the goal umpire. So it's a behind to the Adelaide Crows, and they lead by that one behind.
Under 10 minutes left in the third quarter. This is David Kernahan, having his hands full at full back at the moment. So straight up the ground with the kick. Knock on by Caberton. A chance for Carlton now. The ball is booted up towards the centre wing position. Bickley.
Danger.
Over the top. Brown couldn't take it. Bond still inside the centre square. Good kick with the wet and heavy ball. Kernahan in front. Just can't quite take the mark. And Clive very nearly could have played it, but a good decision to play on. Siri looking for holding the ball.
No, the umpire is just not going to give that today.
Kernahan asked him the question, but gee, he's not entitled to, I don't think, Pete.
What, for the mark?
No, for the mark. No way.
No, it wasn't a mark.
One grab at it, the second one he just didn't get his hands to it. He would have been very fortunate had he been paid that one.
They ball up. Carlton's right forward pocket. Linda kicks the ball clear. Tasker. McDermott. Good long kick by the Crows captain up to the centre wing position. He was looking for Murphy, who tries to paddle the ball literally in front of him, then gets grabbed when not in possession. Still no free kick from the umpire. Brown off the ground, only succeeds in finding Gleeson. Gleeson's kick to half forward. Linda sets himself forward, and again no mark call. Much the same as Kernahan, so at least consistency there. And that's what the players look for. Bassett's kick, high but not too long. Ratton, a short kick, and Maynard. Very, very effective player at either ends of the ground. Goes to the outer side. Ball tapped out in front of Smart. And Smart gets clear. A lovely ball under these conditions. McDermott gives it back to him. The juggle was there and he's lost it. Must be like a cake of soap. Well, the skipper goes for the hand pass. So Bickley finally up towards centre field. Bassett applies a tackle. Jarman. There was a free kick paid. The umpire paid the advantage rule and dropping back to take the ball for Carlton. There's Redditz. He's gone to the outer side and he finds Verbeek on the right half-back flank. Hugs the boundary line with the kick. Brown back to Murphy. He's been a very valuable player today. Tries for Klug. He just tried to do a little bit too much with it. Then the ball beats him over the boundary line for a throw-in. 7.5 minutes left in the term.
Yes, it's amazing. I'm sure that the efforts of the players to be productive are seen upon by the coaches as a good point, but certainly they can try and do just a little bit too much in these awkward conditions. The ball on centre wing. Filkey could have been held by Dorotich. Kicked by Bickley. Back towards centre half forward for the Crows. Now an opportunity for Murphy, who's doing well. Kick towards full forward. Chance here for Jamison. Quite skillful. Gets past Reynolds. Short kick hasn't gone far enough. McIntyre. Kick across his body. And dropping the mark was Gleeson. It's a kick off the ground. Back there, was that Andrew Jarman? No, Jamison. And it's through for a behind. So Jamison not having the luck that shines upon James Morrissey, the unbelievable freak from Hawthorn. His kick off the ground, just missing to the right. David Kernahan. Well, obviously the footing's not too bad back in the goal square because his kicking in has been impeccable. The ball at centre half forward. Dean, sweeping hand pass, finds Bassett. Bassett, a little bit too much. Still got the football. Could have been in the back. No. Still got the footy. And the umpire will call for a ball up.
That's where it's always better, Robbo, in a situation where there's some sort of dispute, to get the ball onto the boot and just kick it as far as possible.
I think the sun's shining, Peter. It is.
I don't think I'll get out the Pisbune straight away, Robbo. The ball up. Jarman. A quick kick out of the pack and it travels about 20 metres, but the mark has been taken. I think it's Liptak. Maybe too far out to score under these conditions because that's a very heavy part of the ground. I think he realised that. He went for the short pass and he's got Jamison with a real slips catch.
These Carlton players very slow to get back and fill up those gaps and allow Jamison plenty of room to lead into.
Jamison might even go around a little bit, making the angle worse if he can find some better footing. I did say before, one of the best kicks in the side. He, of course, kicked that goal in the closing stages against Fitzroy. 40 metres out. Goal umpire moves across to the far side and indicates only one behind. So that's his third. 3 behinds, and in fact Adelaide lead by 3 points now with 5 minutes left in the quarter. 6-9 to 6-6. And again, Kernahan kicks in. Robbo said impeccably. Well, that's been pretty right. Good tackle applied down there by Bassett.
Looks like Steve Kernahan now doing the ruck work. He's changed with Cavidan, who's now having a spell at full forward.
With Justin Madden still off the ground. So another ball up, 50 metres from goal. Kernahan loses that one out to Micken. And Carlton will get clear. Dean, a high kick. Jarman, White, looks for Ratton. Sexton does the shepherding. Chance for the Blues now as it's driven forward by Bond. No one home. And Smart will pick up the crumbs well, pretty close to the boundary line. Now Siri gets a hand in the face for his trouble. And ducking back to take the mark is Tregenza at right half back.
Tregenza now steadies and kicks it in the Stephen Kernahan direction. No mark taken. Murphy, Jarman, still has the football. Now he flips it on. Kernahan's got it. Some good shepherding there. Allowed Stephen Kernahan some room to get his kick away. Good mark, Gleeson.
Excellent.
Could nearly be classified as mark of the day. We saw a beauty earlier taken by Rod Jamison, but that was a fantastic mark.
That was courage, wasn't it, Robbo?
Certainly was. Bernie, there's a change there, is it?
Hawker off. Hawker on the ground, Sexton off.
Dorotich, kick off the ground by Phillips. Still Dorotich. Chance for Alvin, who's been quiet. Bickley in there trying to clear the ball out for the Crows, and umpire Carey will ball it up. Been very, very tough for the players, and McGuinness gets one of his rare possessions this afternoon. Bickley's kick is pretty good, back in towards the centre of the ground. McDermott, sweeping hand pass, good. Tregenza drops it. Kernahan a good bump. Gleeson over the top, could have interfered with Klug. Blues may get it. Gleeson can't break away. Umpire will come in and ball it up. And the players still looking for that guy underneath with the footy to be penalised.
Well, I'm pleased to see that they're not so quick with the whistle these days, Robbo, because in these conditions it's almost impossible to knock the ball out. 3 or 4 Carlton players really just kept the ball in and didn't allow Klug any chance to knock it out.
Kernahan's tap went to Tregenza. His kick has been marked by Verbeek at half-back. Looking to give it off, and he has to Bassett. Bassett, who doesn't kick it all that well with that right foot, forced to go on that side. Rennett's kick. Oh, no one home. He kicked it straight to Bickley. Arsiri underneath it. Brown dispossesses. Bond is in there for Carlton. And the umpire will call for a ball up. It's just wide of centre half forward for the Blues. And with just over 2 minutes left, there'd be a chance to kick a goal here. No, McDermott comes clear. Gives it away to Tasker. Tasker's kick has been marked by Stephen Kernahan.
And centre half back. Having a run on the ball, as has been mentioned. Not a bad kick. Doherty's the target. He's been marking well today. Slipped through the fingers of Tasker, but he was good enough to get a little poke out the back of the pack. Micken from a standing start. Kicks the ball wide. A real mud patch out there. Liptak, Hawker. Hawker tries to paddle the ball forward. Glasgott's in there for Carlton. Tries to gain possession. Brown went for the tap on. Now Linda. A beautiful kick by the former Geelong player. So Rennett's. And Carlton will get clear. This is Verbeek. No one there at all, and will it make it? It's just crossed it.
I bet Simon Verbeek was wishing like anything then that ball would go over.
It made it by half a metre, didn't it? So boundary throw in. McIntyre in front of Kernahan and tapped it down effectively. Not clear of the pack. It's filled by the minute. So another ball up inside 50, 6-9 to 6-6. It's been a good quarter for Carlton. The early part of it was. That could be the telling period in the final term when the ball is new. The team that can get possession out of the centre and get a couple of goals on the board could go on and win this game. It's very hard to score when the ball becomes heavy. Klug battling for it with his skipper. Oh, now Siri went in very solidly, didn't come out with a football. And again, the umpire will ball it up. So only half a minute left now. Maybe time has run out for either team to gain a score. Took a couple of kicks from goal, even on the 50-metre line. Adelaide's into the ground, of course. McDermott has the ball underneath him. Tempers again becoming a little bit frayed. And Kernahan is going to get the free kick. That's to the delight of the Carlton crowd. 16 seconds left in the term. It need to be a miracle to score a goal. And a couple of kicks even from there.
McGuinness is off the ground too, Peter. He's been replaced by Lee.
Maynard. Good safe mark onto Filkey. Filkey kicks back to the centre wing position, finds the skipper, McDermott. Centering kick from him. The idea was right. The clock was just a little bit too far down. And at three-quarter time, less than a kick in it. The Crows leading by 3 points. 6-9, 45, Carlton, 6-6.
The Mitsubishi Lancer was designed and built in Japan. 3 times it has been voted the most reliable small car by the Germans. But perhaps it is when driving in a vast country like Australia that the Lancer's superior qualities can best be appreciated. The Mitsubishi Lancer. Please consider.
The best time to buy Nike is now, because this week at Rowan Jarman, all Nike shoes are going for a song. Jordans are $189, others are $159, $139 and $129, with juniors at $79 and $99. All Nike shoes going for a song this week only at Rowan Jarman.
They really got it all, Rowan Jarman.
When Duncan Armstrong hit the water at the Seoul Olympics, there were some famous names in front of him. Names like Dawn Fraser, Murray Rose and Shane Gould. So when he took the gold in the 200 metres freestyle, he continued a great Australian tradition in the Olympic pool. Our next Olympic swimmers will keep that tradition alive. But like the rest of our Olympic team, they'll need us all behind them and behind the companies who support them to make sure Australia makes a splash in 1992.
Some cooks think this only way to make tasty Oriental feast fast. Others know the secret. Eastern Feast. Eastern Feast Oriental stir-fry sauce. Many scrumptious flavors. Plenty crispy vegetables. Make delicious meal 10 minutes quick.
Whoa, great. Smells terrific.
This is great. What's the secret?
Eastern Feast. That's the secret.
We're saving dough at Rocker Brothers.
Save dough at Rocker Brothers. Complete soldering kit includes 100-watt soldering gun, soldering iron and heaps more, $59.95. Chrome-plated socket set, huge savings, $69.95. GMB universal joints, $7.99. Tie rod ends, $11.95. Ball joints, $13.99. Radial retread, $16.90. Quality steels, just $41.90.
We're saving dough at Rocker Brothers.
If saving money is your biggest goal, a Westpac bonus saver account pays not just 1, but 2 percentage points of extra interest per annum. You can bank on Westpac to really kick your savings along. At Foodland, we take a great deal of pride in our sponsorship of the Adelaide Crows, because we believe that one South Australian team deserves the support of another. Foodland, sponsoring the Adelaide Crows, a great match of 2 mighty South Aussies.
And just a reminder, coming up on Tuesday, the big CUB AFL State of Origin, Western Australia versus Victoria, and it's going to be a magnificent match under lights at the Wacker. Check your local guides for details of our coverage. Would you believe it, the sunshine is out here at Princes Park as Graham Corns concludes his three-quarter time address. And it shows the scoreboard, at least. Adelaide didn't score a goal in that quarter, but they're still in front. 6-9-45, leading Carlton 6-6-42. So the stage is set for what could be a thrilling final quarter, but I believe, Robbo, with the new football, the first 10 minutes and Bernie going to be vital.
Well, there's no doubt about that, and that was what happened with Carlton in that third quarter. At the start, in the first 5 or 6 minutes, they kicked, I think, the 2 or 3 goals that they got. In that third term, they kicked very early in the quarter, Bernie.
Yeah, it's very important, of course, with Kernahan doing well and also Doricic doing well. The high marking players on that forward line were making it difficult for the Adelaide defenders.
Let's check three-quarter time from the other game today. Geelong down at Moorabbin doing it easily from the Saints. 13-3, magnificent kicking to St Kilda 8-9. The Brisbane Bears have got up to head North Melbourne. Tell you what, I think they've put too many different 11-4 to 10-8. Melbourne and Fitzroy also pretty close. The Demons by 3 points, and Richmond again still having the better of Essendon, 7-15 to 6-6. Let's go to Max Stevens on the boundary.
Thanks very much, Peter. Well, Graham Corn stressing that his boys must be first to the ball if they're going to win this game. He's asked the defenders to tighten right up and the forward line to make a little bit of movement, to give players something to kick to when they're kicking down forward. Now, I've had confirmed from the reserve umpire that Simon Verbeek has also been reported, that incident involving Michael Murphy, and at this point of time we still haven't cited Justin Madden.
Okay, thank you, Max. And just a reminder, viewers in Adelaide, at the conclusion of this game, we'll be taking a replay of the clash down at Moorabbin between St Kilda and Geelong.
Yeah, Justin Madden could have been important in this last quarter for Carlton, because the tall players, as the day wears on, don't get any shorter, do they?
They do not, Robbo. Very true. Kavanagh doing the ruck work. We'll probably share that with Steve Kernahan.
But so the final quarter gets underway at Princes Park. The difference is only 3 points in favour of the Crows. They led by 13 at the first change and 18 at a half-time. Carlton got some quick goals to start the third quarter. Can they do it again? Cavidan gets the tap out. Phillips, who was brilliant in the first quarter for Carlton. In that period of play, he was certainly their best. Flipped out to Bond from Ratton. A high kick. When he travels about 20 metres though, Brown picks it up, but there is going to be a free kick.
It's a shepherding free kick against Bruce Limner to be taken by Bond.
Bond outside 50. You can see the remnants of the line in front of him. And Cameron give it a big roost if he can. And getting footing is the problem. And that's a mark. Kernahan.
Where are the defenders, Pete? Where were they? Because Kernahan was 5 metres away from his nearest Adelaide player on a very tight angle.
We saw Kernahan, as we watch a replay of the mark, have a similar shot at the other end of the ground in the third quarter and kicked it right across goal.
And apart from Dorothy, who kicked the first goal of the match, this could put Carlton in front for the first time.
He's tried the banana kick and has bent it back for only one behind. For South Australia, the check side kick, the result's the same, 2 points the difference. 3:50 left in the match. Tasker is going to kick the ball in. Players have battled manfully these atrocious conditions. The rain stopped at about 1 o'clock this afternoon, but the damage was done. Luckily, the reserves game was moved away to Victoria Park, otherwise they could be worse. Cabinet taps the ball down in front, but Nicken's the one to pick it up. McDermott kicks across his body. Yes, it is Sunshine. Up towards half forward. Linda, beautiful breakaway. Long kick required here. And a magnificent roost up to the square. And the ball is rushed through. Gee, it might have come off the boot of Jamieson too.
I think it did too, Peter. I'm with you there. He's kicked 4 behinds, Rod Jamieson. But quick thinking there by the Crows forward.
4 points the difference. 6-10 plays 6-7. David Kernahan kicks in.
And he goes basically up the centre of the ground, but a good mark taken there by Maynard. He's about 70 metres from goal. Jarman kicks it well within scoring distance now. Adelaide mark taken by Jamieson. It was a good one. He had the run in, but he judged it much better.
Yes, this should be his first goal for the afternoon, Jamieson. He was running second on the Adelaide Crows goal-kicking list at the start of the game behind Scott Hodges. It was usually a reliable kick, but 4 behinds to his name today.
Excellent kick by Andrew Jarman to give Jamieson a chance. And from directly in front, he shoots for goal. The umpire moves across, but it's straight through.
At Foodland, we take a great deal of pride in our sponsorship of the Adelaide Crows, because we believe that one South Australian team deserves the support of another. Foodland, sponsoring the Adelaide Crows, a great match of 2 mighty South Aussies.
52 now plays 43. Carlton's task pretty hard. Wilkie runs straight at his man and the ball. Good tackle applied by McGuinness. The ball spills free. Scooped out by Alvin. Dean. A quick kick out of the pack up towards the edge of the square. There is a whistle behind play as Tasker picks the ball up. The umpire
throwing the ball against
throw.
Alvin.
And so McGuinness at midfield. Hawthorn elected last week not to tag him. Cavidan up in front. Couldn't take the mark. Hit the deck again. Dean trying to get it out from underneath him. The umpire will ball it up. Peter Carey and Graham Fallett. McIntyre was the one to get highest. A toe poke out by Verbeek. Doesn't get the ball away from the pack. And again, it's going to be a ball up. Under 22 minutes left in the match. 7-10 to 6-7 in favour of the Crows.
McDermott there in his desperation dispossessed his teammate Murphy. Gee, he's a great goer, Chris McDermott.
Goes all the time and has really been suited by these conditions. Here's a chance for a goal. Lip tack into the square. And Carlton will get away with it. David Kernahan takes the hand pass from Reynolds. Long kick by the Blues fullback up to the centre wing position. Marking contest. None can bring it down. Picked up beautifully by Jarman as if the ball would dry. Spears the pass in magnificently to McIntyre. Too far out to score. Knows it. Short past the end result. And a good mark is taken by Johnny Klug. That's a very heavy part of the ground. You're lucky to get 25 metres with the kick. Solid mark to Dean. David Kernahan. Sun in the eyes. He's kicked beautifully today, Kernahan. Two Adelaide players are there. Jarman gives it over to Tasker. Tasker with the left foot, short pass. That was well done. And Flug unable to get clear, tripped in the heavy going.
Twice David Kernahan coming out of the back line, just kicked it too high to no one.
It's going to be close to out of bounds on the full. It is. He'll get another kick here. Let's hope he can do better with this. He's got the distance, but he's not able to find players, as Robbo said.
Well, they've got to give him a target, Peter. You know, there's players across this centre line and half-back line that have got to give him a target. The high kick comes towards the wing. No mark taken. Adelaide will just keep punching it away. Glascott's left foot kick high. Underneath it was White, collecting a Jarman. Kick across his body. Oh, being blinded there was Liptak. Gets the handball away to Filkey. Gleeson stands his ground, probably to his advantage because Tregenza fell over. Away to Glascott. In turn to Renitz. Carlton mounting something on that outer side. Arsiri marks on centre wing. But it's very, very difficult out there for the players to get any sort of footing when they're kicking the ball. Arsiri gets it about 35 to 40 metres, up towards the 50-metre line. Gleeson trying to run with the football, can't get through, and the umpire will be forced to ball it up. So Adelaide, with the first goal of the last quarter, they lead by 9 points, 52 to 43, and they've got the breeze at their back in this last quarter. Chance for Gleeson underneath it again. McDermott looking for the free kick, but the umpires have been very consistent all day with that decision.
They haven't given one.
No free kicks have been given against that player, putting his body in first. Again, forced to just throw it straight in the air. Kernahan. Chance was there for Ratton. Now a real struggle. Underneath that, whoever it is, he must feel as though there's 14 guys lying on top of him. And I'd reckon it's Chris McDermott. It is. Isn't he a Trojan?
Their mother wouldn't have recognised him there.
15 kicks, 10 handballs today to Chris McDermott and 7 marks.
So he's played a great game in the wet. Tucked away by Bradley getting up high. This is Linda. Kicks it back to half forward again. He's got another chance. Hasn't been a telling contributor today, Bradley. They could have almost got a goal there. The ball was booted well clear. And this is Brown. Flowing locks. Kicks to half forward and space. And the boundary line might be just a little bit too close. And we'll see a boundary throw in.
You know, all the work that Carlton did on that outer side, and eventually Bradley's good kick gave them a chance. And within, what, 2 kicks, it's back here about, 140 metres from their goal now.
Klug and Cavidan. Knocked down by Klug. McDermott scoops the ball over the top. Picked up by Bond. Bond's kick was a short one. Maynard again in front of Glenn Hawker. Maynard at left centre wing. Short pass. Well. He has played well. It's going to be a raw performance by Filkey. The umpire wasn't wearing that. If it was intended, it probably just fell over in this mud.
Got rid of that beard too.
Better forward. Half forward, left centre wing, perhaps, to be more correct.
This bloke's a little underrated too, I think. Bickley played well.
Marking contest down there at half forward. McGuinness, no one home. Kicks it goal and misses, but only just. So another behind to the Crows. Might be handy in the final wash-up. 7-11 now to 6-7. 10 points the difference. Carlton with the job ahead of it. David Kernahan to again kick in. Sun in the eyes. That's a change after the weather we've had today and also yesterday. Verbeek went the spoil from behind. Klug applies a tackle. I think that's Gleeson he's got hold of. Yes, it is. He's the last to get up. So a bounce, or ball up, bounce. We haven't seen those. So ball up right on 50.
50 metres from goal for Adelaide, and it's like a rugby scrum there for the players trying to control the football. Murphy, the Crows player at the bottom of the pack, so the umpire will ball it up once again. Gleeson, he's been a fair player, Adrian Gleeson, on the centre wing. 12 kicks and 3 hand passes. But he's been in and under on a number of occasions.
It's almost impossible to break clear of these ball-ups from the umpire. Maybe
free kick maybe.
Free kick may come out of this at some stage.
Big punch by Cavidan. Ratton leaves it behind. McDermott tries to get it on. Murphy's got a chance again. Bradley looking for the free kick that will never ever come. Ratton pushed off the football, and the umpire will call in for another ball up. Cavidon did a good job just a second ago to punch it clear. Now he's beaten for it by Klug. Murphy tries to get through. Ball runs free. Jarman, he'll get his foot to the ball, kicks it to full forward, and the mark is taken there by Verbeek. Looks to play on, gives it away to David Kernahan. David Kernahan's short kick, too high there for Phillips. Dispossessing there was Liptak. Handball comes to Gleeson. McIntyre the chaser, but Gleeson a little too slick. Short pass is too short. Maynard, who's been a tremendous defender. Tasker, unfashionable but effective. Kick towards the forward pocket. Phillips. Kick is smothered out there by Liptak, and it goes over for a boundary throw-in. Just outside 50 metres in Adelaide's half-forward area. Boundary throwing. Cavidon from the back. Gets the tap out. Phillips underneath. Tregenza doing the tackling. And umpire Carey will call for another ball up. So precious seconds for Adelaide because they're guarding a 10-point advantage at the moment. We're about halfway through the last quarter.
And Robbo kicking with, looks like a fair breeze now, looking at the flags on top of the scoreboard.
Certainly freshened. Cavidon. Kick up towards half forward, and the mark is taken by Micken. A bit further out from goal than that. And the Brisbane Bears ruckman. Klug got two hands on it, couldn't hold the mark. Not surprising under these conditions. McDermott. Back to Filkey. Filkey's high kick, just near the kick-off line. Reynolds. Outside 50. Socked away by Glascott up towards the centre wing position. Hand pass comes out of the pack back to Glascott, who plays on, but there's no one there. Doesn't matter anyway. He's spooned it out of bounds on the full. And David Glascott will be very disappointed with his efforts. Probably deserved better. Smart to take the kick for the Crows.
It was a bad kick, wasn't it?
Well, it was a bad kick. He just went for the torpedo punt, which is very dangerous in these type of conditions anyway, Robbo, and even a more centering kick, because had it stayed in play, it would have been of no advantage to Carlton whatsoever anyway.
Micken and Bond do battle. Ball out of bounds. Again on centre wing. Under the CUB logo. Cavidon gets in front. Beaten for it by Micken. Jarman applies the tackle. Picked up by Liptak. Liptak short kick again up towards the edge of the square. Missed by Murphy. Off the ground, McGuinness in front of Alvin. Gleeson or fresh air kick. Alvin almost, yes, comes out with the ball. Tries for Gleeson. Had him. Gleeson lost it. Jarman, great attempt to pick the ball up. Magnificent quick with the football. Great effort. Filkey. Short kick. This could result in something. Jamison is a great kick. Should get the distance from there. Does so. Is it touched? I don't think so. Kernahan says yes. Oh dear. Very close one. And the goal umpire gave him no indication of what he was going to do.
No, it was very good at David, your cards close to your chest from the goal umpire there, Robbo.
How about David Kernahan's blood pressure?
No chance for the Blues. Again, this is Gleeson. Kicks to half forward. Punch away. Comes out to White. Not a good hand pass. The Blues are going to have to lift their game if they're to get up here this afternoon. A quick kick out of the pack as Ratton's way. He's left it for Verbeek. And Verbeek finally kicks out to Sexton, who missed the mark.
Sexton tries to tap it on. Eventually successful. Glascott falls over. There's Maynard again. Lovely hand pass. Tregenza gets his foot to the ball. Now a chance for Filkey, looking to give the hand pass away. Forced to kick with the left foot. Falls in short. The mark is taken by Dean. All of a sudden, a little bit of urgency on the faces of the Carlton players. Dean's kick's a shocker. Picked off by Gleeson. Tackled by Filkey. McGuinness is caught. Arsiri the tackler. White was caught there by McDermott. And still, the players can't get the ball clear. Umpire will call for ball up.
Look at the condition of that ground out there, Robbo. Centre wing there. Other side of the ground. It's a real mess.
Arsiri with 8 kicks and 5 hand passes, and 5 of those kicks have come from free kicks. He's kicked 3 goals. Jarman somehow got his foot to the ball, and desperate was Bond, and he took a good mark in the finish. McDermott on the mark and giving the young Carlton player plenty of lip. Bond's kick slews off the side, and the mark was taken by best man on the ground, in my opinion, Maynard. A tremendous effort across that half-back line. And his pass is okay. It comes to Murphy. Murphy at half forward. Kicks it towards the vacant centre half forward position. overrunning at Klug. In there is Liptak, tackler Bassett, Brown. Over the top, Jamison. Great tackle, Verbeek. Going back is Renitz, and he gives away a behind, does he? No. It's hit the behind post, so we'll have a boundary throw in that right forward pocket for Adelaide. You were going to say something, Bernie? Disagree with that Maynard, do you?
Well, I think that Dermott and also Jarman have played tremendous games. Maynard was moved earlier in the match when Dorotich got on top.
There's McDermott again. Speak of the devil. Scoop back to Jamison. Excellent tackle, Renitz. And the umpire's given a free kick to Carlton. And the Blues need to get something going quickly, though. Renitz in the left back pocket. Not a bad sort of a kick. One of the longest we've seen today. Jarman. And McDermott. Very close to the boundary line. Sees it go out in front of him. 2.5 minutes left in this contest. 43 plays 54. Carlton needs 2 goals. It's possible. The way they're playing, you would have to say it's not probable. Bradley's quick kick doesn't go anywhere. Again, very close to the boundary line. In fact, it's more than close. It's over the boundary line. Cameron throws the ball back. He'll contest the knockout with Johnny Klug. Klug, good use of the body. Tries to get the hand pass away. Not successful. And finally kicked down towards David Kernahan. Came from Liptak. Under 10 minutes left now. Carlton supporters becoming a little bit anxious. He's got Bond.
Must play on at all times now. Good kick by Bond.
Yes.
Must play on.
Verbeek. Forward line's pretty open. He's gone for the torpedo punt. At least that's how it left the boot, whether it was intended or not. And the ball not able to be controlled down there. And we'll see a boundary throw in again. It was Phillips. He had a great first quarter. 16 kicks so far. I would say he got 7 or 8 of those, Robbo, in the
first.
He had
11 in the first half, actually, Andrew Phillips. Ruck contest. Half forward for Carlton. Chance for Glascott. Not much talking there between Phillips and Glascott. And it goes over for another boundary throw-in. Preparing to come onto the ground as a fresh man for Adelaide, Bartlett.
Replacing McIntyre. So Bartlett probably will go straight to full forward.
Not a bad move because certainly he's going to have a little bit of run in his legs. Alvin just gets his foot to the ball. Bickley's caught. Kick off the ground by Ratton. Centre half forward. Linda doesn't waste any opportunity there. Bassett tries to kick it off the ground. In there is Bradley, still underneath. Now a chance for Smart. He gets an effective kick, 40 metres. And a good mark taken by Tavidon. And certainly in the wet conditions, that was worthy of being paid. Taking a little bit too much time. Gee, it's a risky conveyance. You're going to get caught, Peter Dean. No talking. Liptak caught. Still now McGuinness. A high kick with that right foot. Goes out to the wing. Punched away by Sexton. Goes back towards Arthuri. Gathers it. Tackled by Hart. Tries to tap it on. Verbeek. A kick to the 50-metre line, and it goes over for a boundary throw-in. It certainly does now, with the help of young Sean Tasker.
Very fortunate to get out of that one, Carlton. That kick from Caverton, and then the play on, and had McGuinness's kick been better, Adelaide would have been right into attack.
8 minutes left. Adelaide lead by 11 points. Bradley, can he make something out of this? He kicks it up to the full forward line, and it goes through for one behind, which we should credit, I suppose, to Craig Bradley, because it certainly came off his boot. Bruce Lindner to kick the ball back into play.
And they've doubled Carlton's score in this last quarter. They've only got 1 behind so far. Now they have 2. So Lindner kicks in. Steve Kernahan punches the ball clear. Phillips off the ground, kicked it straight into the shins of Hart, who kicks the ball quickly out of the pack. Bradley again. Tregenza right on his hammer. And Bradley has to go for the boundary line, which in turn suits Adelaide. So boundary throw-in, close to centre wing position, just a few metres on Carlton's attacking side of centre. 7 minutes left in the match, and Carlton needs 2 goals. Adelaide needs to defend, and they're doing that pretty well. Nickett taps down. Gilkey. A quick kick. Chance for them again. Picked up by Liptak. The half forward. There's the cleanest man on the ground. Bartlett has given away a free kick. And Kernahan will take it. Easy to pick him up. Kernahan will need to go straight down the ground. No sense in going around the flanks at the moment. Dorotic was held. Here's the umpire. Probably their most consistent forward today. And the rest have only kicked 6 goals. It's a doubtful statement in itself. Sexton and Smart. Sexton still. Lindner on his hammer. Lindner again. Or Lindner still. Glascott needs support. None there. And the Adelaide Crows able to tie it up again. 55 metres out from goal. 6 minutes left. Adelaide, I think, can hang on for their second win in Melbourne.
That's the kind of team-lifting stuff you expect from McDermott. He's been an enormous contributor for the Adelaide Crows. 7 marks, 15 kicks, 13 handballs, and threw himself in with desperation.
Bradley over the top. Jarman pulled off the football, and he didn't have it. And Andrew Jarman will get the free kick at half-back. He's played pretty well too, Bernie. 18 kicks and 7 hand passes.
Well, at the bottom of the pack all day also, Andrew Jarman. Some good telling long kicks, direct kicks into the forward line coming from him also.
Quickly, haven't they? You know, when you've really got to get your foot to the ball, he's been very effective. Kick towards centre wing. It's worth 2 kicks, that, because the Blues are going straight back into the breeze. Peter Dean covered in mud. 10 points, Adelaide lead. 5.5 minutes left. Carlton have yet to kick a goal in this last quarter. So to expect them to kick 2 in 5.5 minutes is a big ask. So Adelaide should go on and record a meritorious victory here at Princes Park. Umpires continuing to throw the ball straight in the air. Kernahan. In there is Micken. Umpire Carey will throw it up once again. And of course, Bernie, these players will be very, very tired.
Very leg weary, wouldn't they be at this stage, Robbo, in these conditions? Dean
over the top. Glascott tries to kick it off the ground. Gets another chance, David Glascott. Goes about 15 metres. Picked off by Bickley. Bickley's long kick up towards half forward. Liptak tries to knock it forward. In there is Brown. Kick off the ground by Gleeson. Murphy's a chance. Kernahan the tackler. But Murphy gets his kick away into the pocket. Klug. Handball back. Bartlett going in to help out. But here's Liptak. No, it's Tregenza rather. In towards full forward. It's taken away. Reynolds has kept it in the field of play. Shares it away with Kernahan. Kernahan's kick close to the boundary line.
Probably too close to the boundary line. No one there for Carlton. The ball, is it kept in play? White nearly grabbed it in, but it's an Adelaide kick and it's out of bounds. So the Crows gaining about 20 metres. 4 minutes left in the match. 44 to 54. Carlton still needs 2 goals. And one would think that's just about an impossible task. Kernahan and Klug. Picked up by Bond. Jarman. Over it goes to Bickley. Dean. Glascott. Ball wobbles off the boot. At the back is Cabot-on. A race for it with Hart. He'll have to kick it off the ground. Does so. Will it get there? Yes. No. Only one behind. Missed by half a metre. And maybe with the Blues chances. 6-9 to 7-12.
Probably also their chances for the final 6, Robbo. Would you think he should have picked it up?
Would you have tried to pick it up?
I don't think so. I think they're closing on him pretty quickly.
I don't think he had time. Kernahan punches down. McDermott, his opposite number in terms of captaincy, and he's played a great game today. Bassett out of the pack quickly, kicks across his body up towards half forward, and the mark taken by Sexton. Probably too far out to score. 2 kicks from home. Dorotic, yes!
I'll tell you what, he dropped it.
Well, I said yes at the same time he blew the whistle.
Yeah.
So we both made the same mistake. Here it is again.
I think the initial grab was there, Robbo. Yeah, I think you would have paid that one.
Well, there's been a few today that haven't been paid.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm just looking at another example. If a defender had to come up in and punch the ball away immediately had he taken that mark, I think it would have been paid.
Yeah. Interesting, all right. He's gone back a mile.
I think he's just trying to get some sort of firm footing.
Oh.
It's an absolute mud heap up there.
Darwin. He runs out to the left. Peter Sumic kicks it goal, and I think has missed. So there go the Blues' chances. 2 minutes 10 left in the match, and John Dorotic kicks it behind. They trail by 8 points, but it might as well be 8 goals, I think. Tasker to kick the ball back in.
That's his first miss too, Dorotic. 3 goals, 1.
Tasker goes to the outer side, and remember too that Adelaide's got a great run home with matches at Football Park. Cabadon, a snapshot, won't quite make the distance. Tasker went for the boundary line. Arsiri kicks at goal and again has missed. One behind. Still Carlton, 2 kicks from victory. They've got 2 minutes to kick 2 goals.
How about Mark Arsiri, Bernie? 3 goals, 1?
Arsiri, yes, he kicked 2 goals in that second term, 1 in the third quarter. 3 goals, 1 Arsiri.
1 3/4 minutes left. So Carlton have had their chances in this last term. They've had it in their forward half a fair bit of the time. But Adelaide will go into their forward half quickly. And a good mark taken back there by Verbeek. He handballs away to Reynolds. Reynolds goes towards Glasgow. Really wasn't effective. Glasgow still has the football, but a free kick has been picked out of it.
That short stuff,
taken for Adelaide.
That short stuff's a real worry. They ought to just get the ball and go down the middle of the ground, as you suggested earlier. They've fiddled around a lot, Carlton.
Bartlett caught by Bassett. Now a chance for Liptak. And he scores a behind. So I suppose from Adelaide's point of view, it is a long, long way away from Carlton's goal. And with just 1 minute left and Carlton needing 2 goals, the result now will go to Adelaide. Kick in by Reynolds, goes straight up the ground. Oh, nearly a spectacular mark taken for Adelaide. Who's that in there? Maynard. And he's been penalised. Bradley runs on. Gets hold of a little bit of a torpedo. Dorotic can't mark. Running onto it is Gleeson. Short pass is not bad. And Sexton marks. Too far from goal. And Seconds ticking away.
All this coming from a long and direct kick by Bradley. For a change, they went straight down the middle of the ground.
Now Sexton has the long shot. Distance is not bad. It's at the back. It's going to be hurried over. No, Micken is there. Still carried on. Wyons is the umpire. Smart. Arsiri has... Oh, he nearly made something out of that. Scored a behind, but right on the goal line, it was punched through. So, could be the last score of the game. Carlton 6-12, Adelaide 7-13.
The Blues losing by 6 points last week, and a similar score today. Tasker kicks the ball in, goes straight down the ground with it. Curtahan, as he claimed the mark, he's claimed it and he's paid the mark. There's the siren, and it won't matter. Adelaide is victorious, winning their first effort at Princes Park against Carlton. The Crows 7-13-55, defeating the Blues 6-12-48. Well, a good effort. They got some revenge for the defeat at Football Park earlier in the